I am here to do some shadow work readings for all signs. I'm not real sure how deep I can get with shadow readings for general readings. So, but we will definitely focus on, um, what I can see in the cards for whoever is going to watch this reading. If reading does not resonate for you, then you can look at your rising sign, or either you can look at your moon sign. Okay. Um, Also, you are welcome to get a private and personal readings. The link to my website is below. Um, and so, yeah, let's go ahead and get started. This is going to be for June 2022. So, a lot of people are um, very confused about what shadow work actually is. And what shadow work is things that are hidden, things about you that may be hidden, that could be affecting several aspects of your life. Shadow work is when you have to look at self. Sometimes these aspects of yourself does directly correlate with other people in your life, in particular your parents. Your parents are going to play a pivotal role in your shadow work. Okay. And so that's one of the things that I do professionally for people to help heal them of afflictions, wounds, diseases, because I am a professional healer, as well as money, financial, as well as love blocks. Okay. And then even sometimes infertility. All right. So if you guys want to contact me for a confidential reading, again, you can reach out to me. Okay. Where for some reason I want to use the Legacy of the Divine Tarot deck for this reading. And I don't think I'm going to angle my camera down with this one because I'm working on some stuff on my table here. So you're just going to have to look at my face throughout the whole reading. Okay. Also, welcome to the channel. You can go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well as the thumbs up. Okay. I'm going to get my charcoal ready for this one so that I can get my herbs burning. We're going to call to Saint Michael for protection and clarity. We're also going to call to spirit guides for this reading, or any ancestors that want to step in to provide advice and support. Thank you so much. All right, where's my sage? I'm going to use some sage to smudge my cards out real quick. And we will get started. This is for June 2022. All right. Spirit guides. We want a shadow work message for each sign. What messages do you have for everybody that, as far as shadow work is concerned? Okay, we're going to go in zodiac order. Aries, Taurus. Oh, I can feel it already. Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces for June 2022. What messages do you have? What shadow work message do you have for each sign? Okay. All right, let's get it started. All right, I'm going to put my cards over here and then I'll pick them up. Let me go ahead and also grab my channel protection jar if I can find it real quick here, because I should have it sitting right here, or maybe I don't. I'm trying to think, is that it up there? All right. Okay, I know exactly where it's at. Oh, that's something else. Okay. Let me go grab that real quick, okay? Because for some reason, we have people that are in desperate need of shadow work. That's why I'm so happy that I'm doing these readings. I get a lot of people that are in desperate need of shadow work themselves, that are constantly, I'm going to tell you guys something as an empath. And this is something that I finally started to figure out, that as an empath and a sage, I have people that constantly want to throw their crap at me. And I don't take it personally up until now, because I am not your personal dumping ground. But that's what people will try to do. And so I found that this has happened on a very, very high level on YouTube, because I guess I'm so personable, and people just think that they're going to take advantage of me. It kind of sucks. It does. But I got too much to focus on within myself to even choose to be insulted. I know that my uncle used to tell me that all the time. He was like, hey, choose to not be insulted, because that's their problem. Straight up and down. Thank you, AD. Thank you, ADOS guy. Thank you. All right. All right, so we're going to ask for Saint Michael to protect this channel, protect me from the readings, any negative spirits, because I can already feel it. Yeah. Okay. All right, so we're going to start with the Aries. Y'all got the Death card in the inverted position. So what this is telling me is a lot of you guys have deep-seated fears of death. And occasionally it brings a lot of chaos in your life. It does. What I can sense, what spirit guides are saying for the Aries, is that your shadow work is going to come directly from your past life and how you died in your past life. Also, what I'm picking up on is that many of you, when your mother was giving birth to you, there was a near-death experience that either you had, to where when you were born, you were really sick, or either when your mother was pregnant with you, they were really sick, almost died, almost had like a car accident or something. Had like a car accident or some kind of near-death experience. And I feel like this is what you are dealing with, like on a very deep subconscious level, is a lot of fear. Okay. Also, if you don't know this, you are a psychic medium, but you fear your gifts. So on a major level, a lot of you Aries, you guys really need to take some time to go inward. First of all, healing yourself of past life afflictions. This is causing a lot of you guys to have thoughts of death, fears of death, anxiety. And it's really stopping you from being able to bring in that change that you so desperately want. Now, For some of you, it could be something totally different and personal. Again, these are not private readings. These are general readings. But whatever it is, it's affecting you on a major level. In particular, how you died in the previous life. That does affect you. Sometimes your past life can definitely affect your current life in that context. And then also, one other thing that I can see is violence being done to your mother while she was pregnant with you, no matter if you're a male or a female. Some kind of violent relationship. It may have been violence that was done by your mother's sister. It could have been your father. It could have been your husband. This particular thing that happened led to a lot of trauma when you were in the womb. And so what I can sense is that when your mother was pregnant with you, she had a lot of fear of what was going to happen, a lot of fear of violence against her. And this in turn affected you. Okay, the whole thing, while your mother was, pregnant with you, all of these negative emotions affected you really badly. Then I can see a lot of negative spirits that was around your mother when she was pregnant with you, and just a lot of really negative situations. And these things are affecting you to this day, in particular your love life. Okay. All right. You know what? I think what I'm going to do for advice is I'm going to throw a mindful message card for y'all. I'm going to grab my selenite tower too. I don't know why my views are so low today. That's weird. That's strange. People should be standing in line for a free shadow work reading. That's crazy. Y'all better do that shadow work. Y'all have no idea how important that is. Everybody's so focused on their enemies. What my enemy doing? My enemy. They're just feeding off of you because you're not doing shadow work. Okay. All right. Spirit guides, what mindful message do you have for the Aries to complete this reading, please? Okay. Up and out. To heal the parts of me that feel hurt, I must feel every emotion. It has to come up to come out. I don't try to push my feelings away. I sit with them and feel them as I release them. Stop holding back those tears. The next time you feel that you need to cry, do it, but do it with a purpose. By the way, I'm a Cancer, so I'm an expert at releasing and healing from pain. Aries, okay? All right. I need a cigarette. Good Lord. Moving on to the Tauruses. You guys got the Lovers in the inverted position. For a lot of you Tauruses, this is directly related to your parents. In particular, those of you that suffered from sexual abuse from a parent. A lot of you guys are not able to express yourself. And then a lot of you guys are not really able to communicate the way that you should want to because there was abuse in your childhood. A part of sexual abuse is them shut up, living in that fear of if you tell somebody, I'm going to harm you. You were also not allowed to really express yourself as a child. Both of your parents were abusers, and then there may have been a stepfather or a stepmother that was an abuser. For a lot of you guys on a major level, this has caused major issues in your love life, but it's also caused major issues in you speaking the truth or speaking your truth. So this is the reason why a lot of people feel like you're a liar. They don't believe you. Because some of you are lying. Some of you are not being honest about what you should be honest about. Okay? A lot of you guys were told to shut up. Children are to be seen and not heard. Don't talk back. And now you can't really speak your truth. A lot of you guys are having a lot of issues with being misunderstood, and you blame everybody else. But really what it means is that you need to do shadow work. It's not everybody else's fault. Okay? It's at this point, it's not even your parents' fault, even though they traumatized you. Now you have to work on self. You have to work on self. That's all you can do. I hate to be harsh. They were wrong. But you're not going to show them up by being an example of how they ruined you. A lot of you guys think if I act a fool enough, I'm going to show my parent how they ruined me. That's no. It's not the way you're supposed to be doing things. You need to truly work on healing yourself. This has caused a lot of negative subconscious blockages. This has held you back in life from what you truly want in life. A lot of you guys will come to that platypus or that crossroads, and you won't step forward. Whoever is listening to this reading, whoever needs this, you come to that platypus, and at that moment that you're supposed to do this shadow work, something totally distracts you. And that's your fault also. Okay? It's your fault also. And then you may even have a lover that's doing that. Thank you, Miss Fairy. Hey, sweetie. Hello. All right. We're going to throw a mindful message, spirit guides, for the Tauruses. What mindful message do you have for the Tauruses? Thank you, Saint Raphael. Thank you. All right, I got the all is okay card, okay? And it's an affirmation of all I feel is okay. I hold myself in love through the unsureness. The worry, doubt, anger, fear, anxiety, rejection, or overwhelm. I am thankful to feel the full range of emotions that I do. These emotions are the very contrast that leads to my higher expansion. Okay. Are you a Taurus? Pretty girl Jean? Okay. This Gemini reading. Knight of Wands in the inverted position. This has something to do with fear growing up. A lot of you Geminis are holding your repressed emotions. Either in your back You're holding on to a lot of repressed emotions. A lot of you guys have a lot of stagnated energy. We just came out of Gemini season. We had a very powerful, was it a full moon or a new moon? A lot of you gems, your vice is denial. Total denial is you guys' vice. You know what I noticed that y'all do? Instead of you guys dealing with your vices, you put it on somebody else. You know why you do that? You do that because of a caregiver in your childhood that did that a lot. Instead of them taking advice, instead of them taking responsibility for their own failures, they would project it on to you or either your siblings. This was done on a very deep level. For example, some of you Geminis have a mother that would tell you, I'm fat and it's your fault. I didn't go to college and it's your fault. And they were kind of stuck. Having children put them in a place that crippled them. Having children put them in a place that crippled them. And this is something that you're still holding on to. I feel like there was a lot of trauma. The Knight tells me that this was a time where, looking at your teenage years, somewhere between the ages of 11 and 20, this situation that was happening at home was not fixed. It was a brokenness that was in the home. I can sense that a lot of you guys' mother or either caregiver felt extremely broken because of the absence of a father in the home. And this was taken out on the children in the home. Directly taken out. So there's trauma from your childhood, which is what you need to do shadow work on. What I can sense that you guys need, and I need to throw a clarifier card because I was very perplexed. It's got something to do with your identity. Something to do with your identity. You identifying with that. And then also, I can sense in your deep subconscious, Gemini, that you have a tendency to, because like I said, this was going on. And I was rooting for a lot of you Geminis during that last moon that we had, where we had a double Gemini. It was a huge transformation that was going on. And it was all about the Gemini's vices. I had posted it to my community wall. That's a big vice of you guys, is that everything that's wrong, you project it to somebody else because it was done to you as a child. You project it to other people instead of saying, okay, this is me. This is what I'm doing to myself and to others. But I'm going to say that somebody else is doing it when I just did it. Give me some clarification for the Knight of Wands. Okay, we got the Devil in the inverted position. So this is directly saying, this is a huge, major issue for a lot of Geminis. And so that's why people end up telling you you're the devil. Even though you have helped people to see the things that they needed to do. You've helped people with their own shadow work. Now it's time for you to do it for yourself. And you weren't doing it intentionally. You weren't doing it intentionally. You weren't trying to intentionally help people. You were doing it to hurt people. But some of the people that you've helped, you've helped them release a lot of their pain. But then this is something that you're in a habit of doing. This is a stronghold, and it does affect your relationships with people. It does. It affects your relationships with people. It affects your relationship with yourself more than anything. Okay, one last card. And then I'm going to throw y'all a mindful message. Y'all need to get help with that, Gemini. I mean, on one side, you guys have this really, really, really amazing, so very inspiring and loving and kind energy. But y'all dark side is dark, and you're doing it to yourself. So the Wheel of Fortune comes up in the upright position, which means that a lot of you guys do think and contemplate the future. But there's good things in the future for you. But on the flip side of that, what's next? Y'all gotta get over this affliction. You gotta get over yourselves. Okay. You do. It's something that y'all need to do. Y'all need to take a self-accountability for that. Y'all have a tendency to do that. And you're not fixing yourself by projecting to other people. If you start doing that and saying, okay, this affected me, I am now doing this to other people, then you'll start to experience more of a full life. There's a lot missing. There's a lot missing. And y'all know it is. It's missing. And a lot of you guys you probably lose your keys a lot. You probably, you feel like you're losing a lot of stuff, especially when it comes to time. But it's time for you guys to make that major change, because this is going to make a huge difference in your life. It is. Okay. It's led to a lot of issues. Hello, nighty night. Yeah. Yeah. And you know what? Whenever you have a problem, Gemini, you tend to blame other people at this point, but it's time for you to look at self. We all have problems, but at some point, once you've sifted through everything else and the issue is still not solved, then you have no choice but to look at yourself at that point. And you are also going to have to accept how other people have affected you negatively, or how your childhood affected you negatively. What mindful message do you have for the Geminis today? Oh, you guys got the up and out card. You got the same card that the Aries got. To heal the parts of my life that feel hurt, I must feel every emotion. It has to come up to come out. I don't try to push my feelings away. I sit with them and feel them as I release them. Okay. So, you guys got to release it. Let it out. Let it out. Admit to it. Get past it. And move on. And then also the other people that you've hurt, Gemini, you've hurt people. And that's not going to heal you, because a lot of people will take that hurt and they will send it right back to you. So you're just sending it back and forth. So a lot of the people that are in your life, Gemini, truly love you unconditionally, but they want you to see what you're doing. Seriously. And, so yeah. Okay, moving on to the Cancers. Y'all got the Ace of Cups in the upright position. So a lot of Cancers, you guys have already been doing shadow work. And because Cancers are very deeply intuitive. By the way, it's almost Cancer season. Shout out to all of the fellow Cancers. I'm a Cancer too. A lot of you Cancers have been focused on fulfilling yourself through healing from things from your childhood. And I am so proud of you, Cancer. A lot of you guys, when I see this Ace of Cups, this is you, especially the female Cancers. Male Cancers may need a little bit more help, but especially the female Cancers, when you were in your mother's womb, there was a lot of very negative emotions surrounding the pregnancy, in particular, those of you that are around my age. A lot of you guys that were born during the 70s, there was a lot going on, or either the 60s or the 70s, or even the 80s. There was a lot of worry around, how am I going to take care of this baby? I can't take care of a baby. This child is going to ruin my life. I don't have any future, or especially if your mother was a teenage mother or unmarried. I don't have a husband. I don't have a job. I don't have anything to give to this child. There was no get up and go. There was no go-getting. There was no go-getter energy. It was just sob, sob, sob. Feel sorry for myself. Sob, sob, sob. A lot of you Cancers are dealing with feeling like your mother didn't want you. You've been dealing with that. And a lot of you guys have worked on that. Just recently, even like within the last year, you felt unwanted. But this was something that affected you very early on. And then as you draw closer to your birthday, a lot of you guys are understanding the need for doing shadow work on a deep level. If you're a Cancer and you don't, then you can reach out to me. But a lot of you guys, especially the last 3 months leading up to your birth date, this is where you feel like things are kind of going downhill. And, emotional chaos ensues and that fear sets in. So a lot of you guys leading up to, because my birthday is in 2 days, and I've been dealing with the same thing. A lot of you guys have had a rebirth, a complete and total rebirth. And you guys have created that for yourself. There's certain steps leading to that. I mean, for me, I have 2 bathtubs in my house, and I really need to take a spiritual bath. I've been meaning to do one, take a birthday bath, taking a healing bath, because that was pretty bad. And a lot of people on a large scale, and here's the reason why it affected Cancers on an emotional level and created emotional blockages, is because a lot of our mothers and parents did that. And then your father was not reliable at all emotionally. So all of that stuff, that fear got put into your mother by your father. And then it got put into you to the point where you were the 3 of Swords. You know what I'm saying? And so a lot of you guys were dealing with chest pains, heart problems, high blood pressure, and a lot of you guys have improved your health just recently too. If you haven't, that is what is responsible for a lot of what you've been going through, especially as you draw closer to your birthday. We got Cancers that were born in July also. So, whether or not, you're looking at this reading in June or July, I see a lot of healing for you guys, and just you guys feeling that weight lifted off of your chest if you have not already felt that, because I felt that energy shift probably like 2 weeks ago. And then, other things, so if you guys don't feel overjoyed, fulfilled, like you have everything, or not everything, but are satisfied, then perhaps you need to look at what's happening subconsciously. Um, because that's a very real thing. Because when we look at Cancer, the moon child, and we look at the moon card in the tarot deck, that's considered to be your mother and all of the subconscious things and programming that she put into you. Whereas if you had a mother that during her pregnancy and throughout your childhood, she was a very positive person, she kept it positive, she created everything that she wanted, your reality around you, but also gave you a healthy balance to where she didn't spoil you rotten to the point where she, didn't teach you any lessons, then you grew up, with a great and healthy start. But a lot of you didn't have that. A lot of you had the Four of Cups type of mother. And she may have gotten worse emotionally. So a lot of you guys have been healing from that, and I don't blame you. So a lot of you Cancers are feeling your own emotional identity, which is okay for you to feel that way. Don't feel guilty. That's like survivor's guilt. Like if you're in a train wreck, or if you're in a car wreck and nobody else survived but you, and you're feeling guilty. Don't do that to yourself. And it's not your fault. Give me another message for the Cancers. Yep. I pulled the Three of Swords. A lot of you guys are just, and you felt unwanted. You felt unwanted. You felt like you were a burden on your parents, on your family. And that was never your fault. That was not your fault. You may have had a mother or a father that was either an air, water, or either earth sign person that was just stuck. They was just stuck, just down in the dumps. And they put it all off on you for a very long time. Oh, I had to drop out of school. I couldn't work. I couldn't work 24 hours a day because I had you and you. And that abuse is something that you guys had to deal with your whole life. And a lot of you guys are either healing for it, or either you can look forward to healing from it, in particular during Cancer season. Okay. Moving on to the Leos. Leos, y'all got the Ten of Cups, so you guys have a similar situation. A lot of you guys have been doing a lot of deep healing. I meant to pull, hold on. I'm sorry, I jumped into the Leos without throwing y'all mindful message card for the Cancers. My bad. My bad. I'm going to put that in the comments section. What mindful message do you have for Cancers for June? Expressing love is the card that you guys got. Today, I notice the things I appreciate about the people in my life. I take a moment to send them love and to wish them well. My love is infinite, and it feels great to express it, because that is factually one of your greatest strengths. Even if people are foaming at the mouth, say, hey, I love you. I'm sorry. I love you. I'll talk to you later when you're feeling better. Okay. No, that's Cancer. Leos, y'all got the Ten of Cups in the upright position. So a lot of you guys have been doing shadow work, to where you have been working on self, and you are going to find a lot of fulfillment with that. But what I do want to warn you guys about is to not forget it. Don't forget it. Hold on to this feeling, But don't let other people make you forget to continue to do your shadow work. Because if you do other stuff, then you know that you're just wasting your time. Because you know that you have the power to create this, and you've done it. You've done it. You've created this. You've created this safe place for yourself. You've created this place where you can meditate. You feel real cozy and comfortable. This cozy little nook. But then what's underneath you is your father. Your father's energy, or either your mother's energy, or either your baby father or your baby mother will come in and provide all of these distractions for you. So there are times when, like at least in the past 10 years, Leo, where you have been up, but then you've also been down. And part of the reason why you've been down is because of that triggering of emotions by others. And then you start to focus on them and what they're doing instead of focusing on you. Now, it's okay for you to minister them and say, hey, you're doing it again. That's what I can sense a lot of you Leos saying, because y'all be having, I'm a Leo rising, by the way. Y'all be having them problem children in your life. You attract a lot of broken people, and they have a tendency to act out. And you have to remind them, you have to tell them, you're doing it again. I haven't done anything to you. You're doing it again. But then you start to go all over the place and you get scattered. You get scattered. Okay? Don't let them do that to you. Focus on self. Why is this coming up? Why is this coming up on this exact date? And what happens is that it triggers those memories, because there is deep trauma that you guys have healed from that we're not even going to necessarily, you don't really need to get into that. But then you've got people around you that trigger those wounds inside of you. And because they have similar, you guys have people that have been through similar things around you, and they have a tendency to trigger you. And then, they're expecting you to just be strong, but you have to have your weak moments as well. And in those moments is where you should do shadow work. And you don't want to forget, like, put that on a pincushion. Like, the next time somebody triggers you, just, and if you feel like stuff is happening that is beyond your control, then go back to doing your shadow work. Give me some clarity. And I know I'm right about that. Thank you. I could see a fire sign person, but this is also you. And then Queen of Cups, this person tends to, try to hurt your inner child. And they're saying things to you. They're saying things to you like, oh, you was never wanted. Nobody wants you. Nobody likes you. You're not worthy. You're not worth my time. And then it creates a negative subconscious blockage. And then the Five of Wands. So then you start doubting yourself, because I have no doubt in my mind that a lot of you Leos are leading the wagon. Y'all are wearing the pants. And I do see a sorry man in your life. I do. Or a woman. A sorry man. I do see them in your life. Very sick person that you love unconditionally. I see them very clearly. And they hurt, because they've been through it. And, Leos are very strong. They take a lot. And so, this person gets all in their feelings and they need some shadow work. You've even tried to tell them to meditate with their crystals, to try to talk to somebody, to do some work on themselves, to meditate. They don't believe in that. So then everything comes through you. You got to always be the one to fix it. It's either a air sign or a water sign. And this person has some deep-seated issues that they need to deal with. Stay on top of things, Leo. Stay strong. This could even be a child or either a family member. You have to remember to stay strong in that situation and to not allow them to emotionally block you or to mentally block you. Okay, so don't forget that in the future, because you can forget things. You can forget things very easily. It's very easy to forget, what helped you previously, because, a lot of you guys are sitting there like, I got to get up and go to work in the morning, or I got things to do. I don't have, you know, and, a lot of you guys are like, the rent, the mortgage is due. I don't, I've worked on myself. And so you got people in your life that are just like, you, this, and that. You got one of those people that are projecting their stuff to you because they don't really want to deal with themselves. And that can be really difficult. And y'all ready to throw their ass, kick them to the curb. I don't blame you. But you're not going to do that. They just need to, fix that. They need to get themselves together. They don't believe in crystals and meditation and affirmation, so then take them to get some mental health in. What mindful message do you have for the Leo? I feel really bad for Leos. Y'all remind me, it's the Ten of Wands. Because this is when you feel like it's all on you. Everything. Like you got to do everything. You got to fix everything. And then when you tell people, you try to be nice. You try to tell people, hey, can you help me out a little bit? Then they all of a sudden got to call you weak. You done did all this. You done carried everybody on your back, Leo. And then as soon as you have a weak moment, it seemed like they flip on you. I hate that. I hate that. A lot of you guys don't feel appreciated. Sometimes by certain people. What mindful message do you have? Don't let them block you. You know what I'm saying? A lot of you guys have goals and aspirations and stuff. Don't let those people block you. But then again, I feel like you need to stick to your guns and demand their respect, because they're being very disrespectful. Okay. I got the loving friends card. I surround myself with people who inspire me and grow together with me. So this is where you got some folks that ain't growing with you. My friends raise me up and hold me to the best that I can be. I am loved unconditionally and supported throughout my journey. I release old friendships which may be toxic or keeping me stagnant. So y'all take that however y'all want to. I guess release it, and if it's meant for you, then it'll come back, and it better come back right, because oh God, I know exactly how y'all feel. Like, good Lord, why is this happening? Whatever. Okay, moving on to the Virgos. You're welcome. You're welcome. Is that Malik? Malik Michelle, you're welcome. Okay, so Virgos, you guys got the moon card. So y'all got mommy issues. Virgos are dealing with mommy issues. Again, this is going back to the womb, Virgo. This is going back to, I feel like it is, I feel like a lot, for this reading, what I'm going to say is that you're either a Virgo with mother issues because your mother was very, very separated from you, very disconnected from you emotionally, or they were too emotionally invested in you, or either still is, almost codependent. But what I can sense is, you see this water, this is again the same thing. I feel like your shadow work is going to be looking at your inner child going all the way back to the womb. See, a lot of people, when they focus on their inner child or when they're doing shadow work to heal those wounds, they only look at childhood. No, you need to go back to the womb. Some of y'all Virgos, I'm going to keep it a buck. Some of y'all Virgos had a mama that was going through so much craziness that she would just beat herself in the stomach when she was pregnant. I mean, I'm just keeping it real, what I can see. The vision that I got for some of you. Some of you, it isn't that bad, but there's some of you that had a psychotic mother, straight up and down. She was just psychotic, like took all of her anger out on you. Again, had a lot of fears that were predicated upon by your father, either being absent or either being an alcoholic. And you're holding on to that. And it's not about punishing your parents. It's about healing yourself from the inside out. It's about going back to that place. It's about rebirthing yourself. It's about being mindful of it. It's about daily affirmations of that. It's about understanding that this is a day-to-day process. It may have to be something that you have to deal with on a daily basis. It may have to be. Something that a lot of Virgos are working on is either home buying, or either you guys are working on your relationships. But you have to look at you. That's what shadow work is all about. First of all, your mother doesn't have any power over you still. She has no power over you. You have power over yourself. You have the power to change it. You have the power to grow from it. You have the power to heal yourself. Give me some clarifications on this moon card. More info for the Virgos. Yep, the Hermit comes up. Yep, the Star card in the inverted position. Maybe not feeling well, feeling sick, maybe not feeling as though you're getting the recognition. Feeling, yeah, and definitely some negative subconscious blockages. You need to look at your subconscious. In fact, if you were a client of mine, that's exactly what I would work on, would be your subconscious. A lot of your fears, Virgo, you got a lot of negative subconscious blockages. And when I say that, people don't really understand that. And a lot of you guys keep looking on the outside. You need to look within. I know that that's very difficult because, yeah, there are people on the outside of yourself that want to do you in. They want to harm you. They don't want you to move forward. But guess what? Who has the power to change that? Do they truly have power over you? They only have the power that you give to them, Virgo, and you're giving them way too much power. So there seems to be a lot of unfinished projects. There seems to be some things that you guys are trying to manifest. I have a lot of earth sign women in my family. Okay, mysteriously kind said that. Yeah. Um, it's a lot of earth and air, a lot of earth and air cards here that I pulled to clarify this. So a lot of you guys are experiencing negative subconscious blockages. You know, when I think about that, I think about the crown of success ritual. But what is that crown of success ritual really about? The crown of success ritual is actually about unblocking and healing the crown chakra. But on what level? What do you really, really need to do? You need to do shadow work that goes way back. Not just your childhood, but in utero. Okay. Don't forget that, because I've done that kind of healing work for people to where I'll be like, oh my God, what in the world was going on? You know, it's and so a lot of you guys, your mother had a traumatic pregnancy because there was people hanging around like, oh, you having a baby, like, oh, that baby gonna be ugly, and that baby gonna be this, and that baby gonna be that. You know, your mother was around very negative people, brothers and sisters that were just very negative. Or either your father was negative, or either your in-laws were negative, you know. Um, and then also birth injuries is what I'm picking up on. Some kind of birth injury. That a lot of you guys need to heal from. Maybe in a hospital or either a birthing center or something, birth injuries. And yeah, a lot of you guys, what I can sense is you may have won like a lawsuit or something, but that's not going to heal you. You know, money manifests when you heal yourself, especially if you're a business owner. When you can heal yourself, that's when the money is going to manifest. Okay, because I do have a lot of business owners that watch my channel. Okay. All right. So the mindful message for the Virgos is my own energy. I love being there for friends and family while staying true to myself. I don't let others' energy or mood affect my own. To help a friend in a hole, I don't need to jump in the hole with them. Simply reach out a hand. It is up to them to do the rest. Okay. Yeah, that's very deep. I ain't about to jump in the hole to get you unless my wings materialize and I can fly us both up out of that hole. That's terrible. Yeah, no. Yeah, no. Okay, Libras. Y'all got the King of Coins in the inverted position. Your shadow work has something to do with your money, your prosperity, either that, your health, or both. And what I can sense is, first of all, is past life stuff. So y'all really need to not just do the shadow work from your childhood, but then also past life shadow work as well. A lot of you guys have had your finances affected by this, either this month or this year at some point. And, you know, I can see an earth sign person here. This person sort of represents that feeling that you get of, I'm not worth it, or I'm not worthy. And this could have something to do with your boss, or it could have something to do with, I feel like it has something to do with some person that is around you that has a lot of money and prosperity, but it's almost like they're kind of like throwing it up in your face that they have all this money and you don't. And you're wondering why. You're wondering why you don't have the prosperity that you want, why you can't afford the things that you want. And a part of that has to do with really, really looking at whether or not you value yourself. I feel like this has a lot to do with solar plexus, like your actual true deep feelings and the way that you look at self. Because honestly, even if somebody calls you ugly, or somebody says that you're not good enough, or somebody says that, it's not about what they say, it's about how you feel about yourself. But then again, on the flip side, I think that it's important for you to not spend too much time with a person like that. Or either let this person know, hey, I'm tired of you being disrespectful to me. I'm tired of you making me feel like I'm not worthy. And working on self to where you're like, okay, this person or those people are being a butthole, but how do I feel about self? How do I see myself? What value and worth do I have within myself? Okay. So again, what I feel like this spirit guide is saying is stop giving your energy to other people and pull your own energy inward and value yourself. Find your north, find your value. And then also, I feel like you guys need to ground yourself. You are an air sign. It's very difficult for air signs to ground themselves. So stop focusing on everybody else. Oh, this person, that person, this person, that person. Look at yourself. Straight up and down. You done already been through all this and that. You done been up and down. You done projected. Yes, all air signs have a tendency to project their iniquities onto other people. Yes, they do. In particular, the Gemini and the Libras. Y'all do. I'm not going to lie to you. You have a tendency to project those iniquities to other people instead of actually doing the work on self, what is hidden. Then you don't want to really look at things that may have happened in your childhood because you don't want to look at self at all. And that does include your parents. I want to keep up appearances. I want to make it seem like I had perfect parents, but you didn't. You didn't have perfect parents. And a lot of the stuff that they did messed with you. If you keep being in denial about it, then you can't ever heal. So a lot of you guys are, instead of you, and really it ain't your parents anymore, it's you. Because especially if you in your 30s or 40s, now you stand on your own, don't you? You got to stand on your own 2 feet. On your own. And when you think about it, you guys have already intentionally binded your parents from doing any harm to you. Now you're just self-inflicting. Let's throw some clarifiers. Yep. Queen of Cups is saying that you need to heal your own self. You do. You need to quit being in denial. You need to look at yourself. Yep. You need to deal with your own inner struggles by yourself. And then that's what's going to lead to that fulfillment. Okay, and being consciously aware that that's what you're doing. That's what shadow work is. Because at this point, if you continue to play victim, then you're always going to be the victim. You're always going to be the victim, and you're never going to be able to fix it because you can't go back and change it. What you can do is you can change how it is affecting you now. Okay. Give me a mindful message for the Libras. We got the expansive. Every day I am learning new things and expanding into my highest potential. Okay. All right. Moving on to the Scorpios. You guys got the Six of Coins in the inverted position. A lot of you guys, straight up and down, this is money problems. This is relationship problems. Feeling like you are giving your all and sacrificing yourself and you're not getting what you put out there. And again, this is what I can sense is holding on to those ideas you're holding on to ideas that you have to please people, or you have to do, you have to be a yes person. You have to bend over backwards for people. You know what I'm saying? So then in turn, you end up being exploited and taken advantage of. Scorpio is what's happening. And then a lot of you do feel as though you feel like you can't do it on your own. You feel like you can't manifest the things that you want on your own. And you can. And if anybody has a problem with it, oh well. I feel like a lot of you guys want to get back together with either an earth, an air, or either a fire sign. In particular for the women. But this person, I feel like it's a love reunion or some sort, and you want to get back with this person. But this person wants you to be pathetic and broken without them. That's hard. That's hard when you love someone that don't want to see you do things on your own. Why? That's difficult. So it's either you compromise your success and accolades and wealth esteem. You sacrifice that for love. You have to sacrifice being a successful person for love. Let me throw some clarifiers because that don't even make no sense to me. Give me some clarity on this for the Scorpios. Yeah, the Fool card in the inverted position. And then the Seven of Coins. Yeah, King of Wands. I knew I could see a fire sign. Oh, God. That's so sad. Eight of Swords. I feel, you know what? I'm going to tell y'all something. Don't lower yourself so that somebody else can make themselves feel bigger. I would never do that. I don't care who they are. Twin flame, whatever. Look, listen, twin flame. I don't have to be doing bad for you to feel good about yourself. And this is happening a lot between the divine masculine and the divine feminine. This is happening a lot. So a lot of you, if you are experiencing that, even if you're not a Scorpio, but Scorpio seem to be experiencing that, then I think that you're going to have to do shadow work for you as well as your soulmate or your twin flame. You may have to, or either talk to them about it or something. Listen, you don't think that it's strange that you don't want to see, and it's a deep, deep insecurity, and I feel like a lot of you guys have been financially abused because of that. That's disgusting. There's nothing worse than a diabolical divine or masculine energy that feels that you have to be needy in order. That's low self-esteem. They need some help, whoever that is. That's a very constricting and tight feeling. They're very tight. That's why I got the 8 of Swords. I would take a break from that situation. I would, because I can't. And then they don't have it either. And if they did have it, they would abandon you, possibly, if they did have it. That's terrible. You may need to cut that off, Scorpio. Okay? You may need to cut that off. I'm sorry, guys. I've got to have a cigarette. Oh, Lord. Yeah, that's bad. And a lot of men are like that, but for me, I just don't let it affect me. I'll be like, because I don't want to say a lot of men are like that, but some of them are, to the point where they are just like, you have nothing without me, and you're broke, and yeah, sit over there and beg me to buy you some groceries. And I would make goulash and wait for better times. I'd be like, I don't want nothing from you. The support that you give me, and some of y'all are dealing with trying to get child support too. The support that you give me is a curse on my life. It's holding me back. I'm sorry, when you think about it, what is up with all of these males that go around here wanting women to be broke? That's sick. They are sick. They are mentally ill. Nobody should ever do that. It's almost like they, because back in the day, a woman's money and worth and value came from her father. Things have changed since then. So what's wrong with anybody that wants you to be in a certain place? I guess if you're dealing with that, then still don't let that affect you. Don't let that affect you. Seriously, and because it's not just about doing it on your own, but it's about they can't do it either. So what are you supposed to just keep losing? You're just supposed to live a certain way, that. That's terrible. I'm sorry, guys. I had to have a cigarette. I was trying not to smoke. But this is terrible. Everything that you want is in your reach, but it's in the inverted position because you are allowing someone, in particular a male, and that's so stupid. Because you know what I've heard of men, if I don't do it, then we just not gonna have it. Oh, let me go and pack my bags. I gotta go, baby. I gotta go. I can't stay with you. I can't stay with you. They fear that moment when you may say to them, something to the effect that may kill their ego. And it's just like, so some of y'all might be dealing with that in situations to where, wow, like that's crazy, Scorpio. I'm sorry. If I feel like eating some salmon or either some caviar, damn it, I'm gonna do it. I'm not gonna sit up here and eat doggy biscuits just because of some person that's on their own stuff that needs to do shadow work themselves. So you dealing with somebody that needs to do some shadow work themselves. You know, hit them with the 1-2 sock. Do your shadow work, dude. Work on yourself. What are you tripping off of? You ever see a man sitting around looking crazy? Well, how you afford that? Oh, I didn't get that for you. That's just like, ugh. Go take a bath. You stink. You stinky, Mr. Stinky. I don't like that. I don't like a man trying to mess with my vibrations and my energies and stuff. Like I'll send that energy back to a man that's doing that. Why you sending me that energy? When I know damn well I'm capable of doing whatever I want and getting whatever I want. And then it's and a lot of them won't even make no commitment to you or get a job. And that, like what we supposed to do? Sit here and starve to death? What mindful message do you have for the Scorpios? Okay, we had a card flipped over. The better it gets. When things happen that cause me to feel good, I know there are much more good feeling things coming my way. The better it gets, and I keep rising up. So yeah, some of y'all may have came into some money or something, or you're doing good on your businesses and you got somebody that's trying to make you slip into that darkness as well. And I would stay up. And the reason why it's coming up in a shadow work reading is because whoever this person is or this energy is that is in your life, triggers that side of yourself that does not apply, and maybe it's past life, maybe in your past life you had a husband that back in the day before inflation, he was doing well and he took care of you, but that ain't the case in this life. In fact, half of these men can't even damn support themselves. So they need to get off of their high horses and let the woman do her work and stop sending, women these lowered vibrational frequencies and bad spirits. Sagittarius has got the Strength card in the upright position. What I can sense is that a lot of you Sagittariuses have decided to stand alone. A lot of you guys have done a lot of shadow work to the point where you are not allowing your, vortex to be entered into. Now, some of you guys maybe need to hear the message of strength, to not let people mess with your head. Also, I feel like with the Strength card, this can represent for a lot of you Sagittariuses, possibly, somebody that is an enemy that may be attacking your head. And so sometimes you have to do shadow work because shadow work is also a representation of things that you don't know. Some of you Sagittariuses might be going through some things that could be caused by someone messing with your head. Possibly. It's not about what people say or what people do. It's about how you react to it. Okay. So the Strength card is all about confidence, but not being cocky. Also is what it's about. Because sometimes when you get cocky to the point where, you may be looking down upon people, then that's not strength either. That don't make you strong just because you're looking down on somebody else. I feel like a lot of you Sagittarius is either went through this as a child, possibly, to where you were kicked down, and I feel like sometimes you have that issue to where you kind of do that to other people, and that don't make you strong. In fact, I can tell you something. I've been in business for several years, and technically I haven't had to do that. Technically, I've had folks that are in that energy forcing me to do that. But in reality, I never had to do that to manifest anything. If anything, the more and more deeper that you go into that darkness, the harder it gets to manifest, because now you're limiting yourself. Now you're giving your energy away to other people. So it's not about what they have or what they say. It's about you and what are you manifesting into your life. Let's throw some clarifiers for the Sagittarius. Yep. And what you say to others affects you, because you're actually saying it to yourself. And I feel like a lot of you guys do kind of need to go into hermit mode. Oh, there's some anger. There's some unresolved anger that you guys need to deal with. I just found it. You built up this wall around that anger. You got to release it, because that anger is what can be touched. People are tapping on that anger, and it's blocking you, especially with the Five of Cups in the reverse position. So you building up this wall of resistance around it. It's time for you to deal with it. Yep. It's time for you to deal with it and get past it, because this is what holds you back. And, I'm tell y'all something. Being in an appearance that everything is okay, that don't do nothing, because what is really happening? You're suffering. Appearing to be okay. That's why when I have any issues or iniquities, or when I'm hurting, I'll tell people. I'll come on here live and say it. I ain't about to come on here and go, oh, everything is all gravy and I'm da-da-da-da-da. But you lying to yourself. That, keeping up an appearance for somebody else is not true happiness or fulfillment or ecstasy. You got a lot of stuff that you need to release, as well as release yourself from. And people can see it very clearly. You're not fooling anybody. Why is my stove beeping, y'all? That's almost like faking it until you make it, but the faker you get, the less you make it. I'm going to fake it until I make it. Nah, you're not. You're not fooling anybody. People can tell by the way you talk, the things that you say to them, and the things that you say about other people. People tell on they lie. Sagittarius, you tell on yourself a lot when you talk about others. Because when you're talking about other people, because I saw that page of wands that came up, you ain't doing nothing but talking about yourself. You're talking about yourself. So a lot of y'all got a gossiping problem too that's causing some problems. Like, how you speak about others affects yourself too, unless you're speaking the truth. And so the question is, Why you so worried about other people and what they doing? Focus on you and what you doing. What mindful message do you have for the Sagittariuses? I'm sorry, my Neptune is in Sagittarius, and I've noticed that a lot of Sagittariuses that have been in my life, in and out of my life, they have consistently tried to create negative illusions for me. So I don't have a problem with the Sagittariuses. I love the Sagittariuses. My Neptune is in Sagittarius. I'm not going to let you create illusions, false illusions for me. So, so I have had, like, most of the people that I've had an issue with have been Sagittarius. Most of the people that have had an issue with me, for some reason, Sagittarius is like to pick on me. I still love you guys, but I can see you coming from a mile away. You ain't fooling me. And you can't elude me either. Okay, you guys got the recharge. I invite magic into my life always. Every day I grow my connection to this earth. If I am ever feeling low, I simply step outside and appreciate the natural miracles in this life. Being in nature lifts my spirits and recharges my energy. So basically, what I can tell just by this card is that when you feel low, which, why are you feeling low? Because you got some anger, some unresolved anger issues. Okay. So what you do when you feel low is you project it to other people. You say it's other people that feel low. No, it's not. It's you that's feeling that way. So then you start to lash out at other people. That's exactly what you do, Sagittarius. We're going to move on. I love you guys, though. I just got to critique you. Hold on, guys, because this is going to drive me insane. All of a sudden, all right, moving on to the Capricorns. A lot of you Capricorns, you guys got the Knight of Cups in the inverted position. And this because, Cappy, you have some unresolved issues and wounds that you need to heal from high school. Big time. Specifically high school. Oh. Thank you, Goddess. For some reason, a lot of you guys are carrying trauma from your childhood, from high school. Specifically from high school. Or either these emotional wounds are going to come up. A lot of these things that was caused in high school had a lot to do with your appearance, Capricorn. Either y'all were too skinny or your hair wasn't done, all the time, because there was some neglect at home, or either you were too fat, you were too overweight in school, and you got picked on and bullied. A lot of you guys, this is very, very specific message that I'm getting for a lot of Capricorns. And a lot of you guys are caught up in a cycle that is causing you emotional pain. A lot of deep-seated emotional pain seems to be coming to the surface that you guys are unable to release or having a really, really hard time releasing it, Capricorn. And I think that it affects you. It affects you emotionally, which means that it affects the heart chakra and it affects matters of the heart. And a lot of you Capricorns are dealing with heartbreak. Also from your late teens, and then it was the way that your parents reacted to it. People like your father, who gave you no emotional support, didn't understand you. You know, when you put children that age in a co-ed environment at school, then of course they're going to grow up faster. So when you were about 15, 16, 17 years old, you had a thing for a boy or a girl, and you were admonished for it. Because there was some things that was going on at home. And that's a normal, healthy, biological process. So a lot of you Capricorns are like, you're thinking about your parents, and you even thought it back then. What did y'all want me to, did y'all want me to look at the opposite sex? And so some of y'all are even struggling with your sexuality because of it. You were shamed so bad for liking the opposite sex that now a lot of you guys are like bisexual, which is nothing, it's nothing wrong with being bisexual per se. If I were a part of the LGBT community, I would not be dealing with bisexual people. I wouldn't be, you know, especially not at your age, because most of y'all that are watching me are probably in your 30s or 40s. That's just like anything goes. There's no stability. I could go this way. I could go that way. That's the big problem, you know. But a lot of you guys aren't, but you struggle in your relationships because of that. Because, you know, it's almost like when things happen as an adult, you go back to that childish place. Let's throw some more cards for the Capricorns. And so you have a water sign lover that, in particular, I can see a Pisces that kind of swims away from you, or either it could be a fire sign, but I definitely can see a water sign that kind of pulls away from you because of that, because, you know, they feel like you deal with things very childishly. The High Priestess is in the upright position. So yeah, you definitely are hiding this from yourself, and you guys are not really dealing with how much trauma that caused. And then you've got some repressed memories. This is constantly coming to the surface. This has caused a lot of burden in your life. And then the Hermit comes up, because a lot of you guys are, well, first of all, I can tell you that it has a lot to do with the type of people that you're attracting, and then also the energy that you're bringing out in people sometimes. So a lot of people, Cappy, will say, well, you bringing out the worst in me. And then you guys will say, no, I'm not. But you are doing it on a very deep subconscious level. You're doing it on a very deep subconscious level. Subconsciously, you're doing it. So it creates a third person, this invisible entity that's not there. Which is why a lot of you Capricorns are dealing with a lot of your relationships have been third party type of situations that bring you a lot of burden and a lot of heartache, and just, it, you know, it makes you feel very low. I think that it would be useful for you guys to go into hyper hermit mode and kind of figure this out, because otherwise you're not being appreciated. But then again, what Spirit is saying is that you kind of don't appreciate yourself. You're not really showing yourself a lot of appreciation. And then also what I can sense is that you give in too easily. You're too nice. You'll raise a valid point, but then you'll fold and you'll bend to other people's will. And that doesn't mean that you have to set the building on fire. You don't have to do that. But it's more so of a quiet, silent strength to where you're like, I'm not going to put up with this. I'm not. Because that's exactly what happens. You know, and this is happening. This is a cycle. This has been a cycle for a long time because you're teaching everybody in your life to not appreciate you. You're teaching them that. You're telling them don't appreciate me, actually, because you let them get away with way too much. You're teaching people to not appreciate you, and that's not good. And you know, I'm guilty of that too. We all are guilty of that at some point in our lives. And people, listen, if you don't demand people to respect you, they won't. People will do what you let them get away with. Everybody will do that. If you let people run all over you and talk crazy to you and mistreat you, and they'll do it. And so you would think this should be automatic. But you're dealing with other people that have problems, probably more deep-seated issues than you. So that high priestess is saying, stay on top of it. Stay on top of it. Okay, and know that you're dealing with a bunch of people that, yeah, and it's a lot of them in this world. And typically the ones, especially when it comes to relationships, you know, they're typically already involved, you know, somebody that is very, very spiritually, somebody that's spiritually evolved is going to be sought after a lot. Okay, they're going to be sought after. Spiritually evolved people are some of the most wanted. What the heck is going on here? Hold on, y'all. They are America's most wanted. Let me tell you. The people that are spiritually evolved, they are. Everybody wants people that are spiritually evolved. That's what that Three of Wands means, is somebody that's spiritually evolved. So, you know, when you break down around people, because I'm going to tell y'all something straight up and down, this is for everybody. Especially if you know, now I do believe that you got to practice what you preach, because a lot of people don't actually practice what they preach. But then again, it's also about having an understanding of what is wrong with some of these people that you're dealing with. Because guess what? They got deep-seated issues. Why do you go off into it? Anybody with this, and you know, you're literally so hurt that you know, and it's like, be the bigger person, have that level of understanding. And a lot of people may look at you like, oh, you miss know-it-all, whatever. It's just like, I'm not gonna let you hurt me. I'm not going to let you hurt me. I'm not going to let this hurt me. Like, you got issues. Well, why should I be hurt? Break down and cry for you. I already done did that 10 or 15, 20,000 times. I'm just doing the same thing over and over again, going through the same cycle. What mindful message do you have for the Cappies? Doing our best. We are all doing our best with the understanding and awareness we have in this moment. Any decision I take is okay, no matter the outcome. I make the best of any situation and learn as I go along. with that said, y'all, hold on. I got to move this stuff out the way because I had some glasses of apple cider vinegar and this stuff for some reason started. Good Lord, I don't know what was up with that. It seemed like that smell got stronger when I started doing reading for that out. Ooh. Thank you, honey. I'm gonna get some. All right, moving on to the Aquariuses. Aquarius has got the Emperor in the upright position, so I feel like Aquariuses have definitely been doing the shadow work that is necessary. I feel like this is related to your stability and your security. So a lot of Aquariuses this month are not lacking in anything except for love and intimacy. Now, I can tell you that. I can tell you that. You got the money, you got the stability, you got all of that, but where's the love and the intimacy? Where is that at? Because you're imbalanced. Straight up and down. You're imbalanced, Aquarius. You need to let your hair down. A lot of y'all are, it's like duty over duty. All work and no play makes Stewie a dull boy. So I feel like y'all shadow work is good. Like y'all done dealt with a lot of y'all like, this shit ain't bothered me. I'm unbothered. But deep down, I feel that the Emperor, what the Emperor is saying to me is that you need to have some fun. You know, it's, yeah. Give me some clarifications for the, okay, King of Cups. If I get the Two of Pentacles, I'm just going to fall over. King of Swords. Yeah, Six of Cups. That's just as good in the inverted position. A lot of you guys been handling and taking care of business so much. Like I said, you've mastered the emotional stuff that you went through. You've mastered the mind fuckery. But, you know, now it's just kind of empty. It's like, can we get some nostalgia? Can we get some happiness? Can we get some joy here? So, you know, you got $500,000 in the bank, but you're empty emotionally, like as far as letting your hair down, having fun. And you're not necessarily creating new memories necessarily, and you know it. And my guess would be, especially with you male Aquariuses, but even the female ones, y'all are just, a lot of y'all are alone. Yep, 9 of Coins. And it's understandable because you let somebody in your life and they bought you down because they had problems. And you did the shadow work to deal with that. You got through that, did the shadow work to deal with that, but now you're just like, you're like afraid of people. You're afraid of getting involved. You don't want to pursue a love life. This in the long run, to me, is going to hurt your emotional makeup. To me, it's going to hurt you emotionally. So y'all need to bear that in mind. You know what I'm saying? Yep, it's going to hurt you emotionally. The Hermit came up in the inverted position. You know, money is not always everything. It's not. Having money, but then not having your love life, social life, personal life, and, you know, cutting yourself off. I feel like you guys are workaholics. That's what I'm getting. And so that's fine to be a workaholic, to take care of business, because I'm the same way. I have a Virgo moon. However, the importance of having some kind of, you know, camaraderie or social life is important as well, because in the long run, it's going to lead to emotional unfulfillment, because, you know, money can make sure that, yeah, of course, we all like money. Um, a lot of you feel like, and then I can sense that a lot of people around you have felt like they've had to walk on eggshells because you were so uptight about the finances and about, you know, what people think. Aquarius, you know, that's been the main aspect of your relationships failing, is because it's like, let's have this problem, avoid it, and then just not deal with it because we have money. And so I can definitely see a couple of lovers in the past that that you guys have went through just that with. And that's not good, because, you know, and then also I do feel that there is some repressed, I can feel it. I can feel it. It's some repressed childhood memories that is causing blockages in your love life and in your sex life. You know, yeah. And then maybe you got hurt by somebody in the past, and that's what I see that on a lot of people. I see a lot of people with that kind of stuff on them, and it's like a self curse. It's like you curse yourself. And I've seen a lot of people do that. Like, for example, with me, for some reason, and I've had this issue with the general public, which is why I social distance like a mug. You don't have no intentions of doing nothing to hurt nobody. None whatsoever. But people that don't trust other people, or they're like paranoid, like they'll create this whole scenario. People that need shadow work do that often. Instead of them doing their shadow work, they'll have this paranoia, and they'll create it in all of the people around them. They'll create that. Or either they don't know how to look at the person right next to them and see the harm that they're doing. I see people doing that a lot too. It's like, you know, people are just like, I want to beat her at the punch. I feel like so-and-so gonna do this to me, so I'm gonna beat you at the punch. Why? I had no intentions of doing anything to hurt you. I love you. Why would I do something like and it's their own paranoia. And it's like, would you go and do some shadow work, please? What's that? Scary. What mindful message do you have? Because, like, honestly, and everything ain't too good to be true. Everybody ain't too good to be true. And that's why I've had struggles with friendships. Like, God, like, what is your problem? What mindful message do you have for the Aquariuses? Guidance system. I love using my emotions as a guidance system. They show me how close or far away I am from what I want. When I am feeling joy and doing the things I love, I am in a state of allowing for my desires. I notice when I am feeling low vibrational thoughts and shift them to release resistance. So that's a good lesson for the Aquariuses. If you are thinking lower vibrational thoughts, do shadow work, quit projecting that to other people. Other people ain't doing that to you. You doing that to yourself. You doing that to yourself. It'd be just a normal day, and then all of a sudden, oh, I feel low, and it's this person that's doing that to me. And then the next thing you know, you done started some damn war. And usually people are thinking about themselves. Don't come at me with that. That's why I put up my cross. Like, leave me alone. I got 1,000,001 thoughts in my head. Being treacherous towards somebody is not one of them. I can't stand that. So y'all have a tendency to do that. A lot of people do. Be sitting there thinking some type of way, and then all of a sudden, everybody doing something to you. And people just like, hey, I'm just trying to live my life. I'm just trying to live my best life. Who is that? Hey, that's somebody new. Hello, welcome. All right, last but not least, the Pisceans. Y'all got the Knight of Coins. So a lot of Pisceans have, I feel like a lot of you guys, this is a spirit guide that is talking about money, specifically money flow, manifestation, especially if you're practicing the craft, manifesting money very easily and breezily. Easy as a breeze. Don't nobody want no hard money, rough money, money that you got to cut your right arm off to get. Nobody wants that. If you're smart. If you don't love yourself, then you're willing to do anything to get some money. But, if you're higher vibrational, then you understand this. So what this spirit guide is saying is that your money lies within work. Doing shadow work is going to bring in the money. Doing your shadow work is going to bring in the money. What it's about, let's find out. What is it about, spirit guides? What is this shadow work about that? What is it about? Going back to your early 20s, or either, depending on how old you are, we're going to go back to the teens. That's what I can sense. Yep. Trauma, unhappiness. I see either aunties and your mother, aunties or your mother, or either, girls in school, or either some kind of love triangle. Ooh, yeah. Love triangle, or either in your marriage that you had, your husband cheated on you or your wife cheated on you or something. And that experience was meant for you to grow from that experience. A lot of you guys have sort of let that bring you down a little bit here lately. Also, a lot of you guys, my son is up there being loud. Sorry about that. He's playing. Also, a lot of you, God dang it, he's messing with my concentration, that kid. He messing with my concentration, y'all. Jacob, can you close the door? Thank you. Okay, that helps. Kind of buffers the sound a little bit. He up there playing or doing something. Ooh, a really, really tough situation, tough marriage, some very, very horrifying people. They created overall blockages. And a lot of you guys have been possibly doing reversals. You've been doing reversals. You've been doing bindings. You've been doing all of that. I bet you if you look in your cards, or if you do a pendulum reading, I bet you the pendulum is going to tell you that you are factually not cursed. You keep doing all these reversals, binding, reversal, binding. Oh, I'm still cursed. Oh, I got to order another 20 candles. But at this point, you done overcooked that situation. That situation is done. You need to work on, because what that did to you was that triggered an area in you that lowered your vibrations, but then again, it also opened up. See, a lot of times, things like that, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger and makes you last longer. So growth is what it is about. And you are going to see that financial growth if you deal with that. If you deal with that. And a lot of y'all been having body aches and pains, and you just been super duper emotional. And so that situation triggered an earlier situation that you need to deal with. And doing shadow work has to do with, sometimes it can be your head, sometimes it can be your heart, sometimes it can be your solar plexus. For you guys, what I can see is probably overall. So if you guys don't know about shadow work, because I've been doing it for years, and I'm unmarried. Don't nobody take care of me. I take care of myself. Nobody cares. Nobody takes care of me. No, I'm joking. I have to pretty much take care of myself, and even if other people refuse to do it, and it's just one of those things. Okay. Now, even if you're married, definitely can sense a third party within the marriage that may be even within the family that is possibly jealous of you, that has an opinion of you, and you were at war with these people. It was not good. It was either male or females. And now you're just kind of shook, like you kind of fell off your game a little bit, Pisces. And so now it's time for you to go inside yourself. Meditation, healing, herbs, could be all of those things, spiritual bathing. You keep lighting all these candles on everybody else. You need to light a candle on yourself, because it wasn't about what they did. It was how you reacted to it. So y'all got a lot of, everybody got their own little money bag. I feel like everybody got their own bag that they have. When you are manifesting money and the things that you want, it's right there within your reach. But then something blocks it. And what is it that's blocking it? You blocking it. So the next time you light one of them blockbuster candles, light it on yourself. Say, I remove all of this disbelief. Those are things that you shouldn't even believe. A card flipped over. That's y'all card. This is the Together card. I'm going to ask Spirit specifically for a mindful message for the Pisces, though. I'll read both cards to you guys, because evidently your one fish needs one card and the other fish need the other one. Okay, here it is. Oh my God, y'all, you cannot make this stuff up. Remember I said that it's within your reach? Edge of greatness. The universe is opening doors for me, bringing opportunities my way. I don't crumble at the edge of my greatness. I take the opportunities that come and walk through the doors with confidence. Remember I said it's right within your reach? And then y'all got the Together card. I love working together with others. I love working together with others and how it makes once impossible dreams possible. I see there is strength and unity in how much we can accomplish together. Asking for help is not weak, it is powerful. So I feel like, even if you're working alone, but you work with these people in the past, guess what? Whatever didn't kill you makes you stronger. Okay. because they was trying to block something. They were trying to block something that was really good, but now you're blocking it. Okay. All right. All right. I hope y'all enjoyed these readings. Hit that thumbs up, subscribe. By the way, I am very, very good at removing negative subconscious blockages, but you just have to admit that you're the one that's doing it. Every single day you walk with fear. There is actually a manifestation course that I offer to people. I've been doing it myself for years. Don't nobody help me. Don't nobody help me. Not even my parents. They never helped me. I manifest, that food in that refrigerator myself. And if I don't do it, I don't eat. And so I know what I'm talking about. A lot of y'all, especially you guys that are looking for jobs, or either you're looking for money opportunities, a lot of you guys are blocking it yourself with these blockages. So you guys can reach out to me. I am accepting new clients. Okay. All right, y'all, and students, go check out my website. The link is below in the video description box. I've opened up a whole new section of my website. Okay, it's called Witchy Occult and Witchcraft classes, or Occult and Witchy classes and stuff. And I do those by Zoom. Okay. You can actually take one class at a time too if you need to, but All right. Okay, guys, I will catch y'all later. Blessings.